Hello everyone. Today you're going to sit back, relax, and listen to the interview I did with the one, the only Marc behind the man behind a Slenderman Shadow. You can find him at slendermanshadow.com, and let's just say, if you're a horror fan, you know about this game. So here it is, the interview I did with Marc. Hello YouTube, and especially hello to all my bonbons and Slenderman Shadow freaks out there. Today I have a very special guest with me here on an interview. It was a while ago since I actually did an interview, but we have Marc with us, the
Hey
man
guys.
behind Slenderman Shadow. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Really busy at the moment with the game release, but apart from that, I'm pretty good.
Awesome to hear. For people, well, the few people that don't know who you are and what Slenderman Shadow is, would you be so kind to fill them in?
Yeah, sure. Basically, Slenderman Shadow is a kind of spin-off series which is based on Slender, the really popular viral game that back in June that it just exploded across the internet. And my game is based on that, and but it's in different scenarios because I think um, the forest was good, but a lot of people got bored with it because they played it so much. So what I did was I took the idea of Slender and I morphed it into my own version of it and placed it into different environments, which you'll probably know the map names like sanatorium, hospice, those kind of things.
Yes.
So that's basically what the game is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, well, as many of my viewers, and you know that I'm a big fan of yours, and especially your
Yeah,
maps. Um, you know, I first played the Sanatorium, and I thought it
yeah,
was like the shit. What? Obviously, I played Slenderman, but you have a very interesting take on Slenderman because you take them to these places, and all of the places are kind of different from every new map you do, and
yeah,
but still in the you still keep to the same game concept basically.
yeah,
So the past maps, Sanatorium, Hospice, Elementary, Mansion,
yeah.
Claustrophobia, 7th Street, which fucking I hate so much because I fucking collected all the pages and got butt raped by Slender
Escaping is the
Man.
hardest part, yeah, in
One,
that map.
it was like I was literally 1 fucking millimeter from the exit when he butt raped me. So
That's bad luck.
yeah, and obviously the also known the prison map. But let's start
Everyone
off
knows
with
prison.
uh, your how did all this started for you?
Okay, so obviously Slender came out and I played it and I thought it was really great because it was such like a simple idea and it was obviously really cheaply made.
Yeah,
But but despite that it managed to, gain international status as being, on par with Amnesia in terms of horror. And I'd been making games in the past and to see that something so simple could, be that popular and be that scary amazed me, and I let my friends play Slender, and they crap themselves. Um,
yeah, I know the
and
feeling.
yeah, I think we all do now. Um, and I just thought, okay, so what if Slender wasn't in a forest? What if it was someplace else, like a sanatorium, for example, or a hospital? And it was also a challenge for me to do the scripting part of it. So it was like a personal challenge to try and recreate it, but then put it in a different area, and then see what people think. And people loved it, and so I just carried on making maps, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and you actually created 7 maps,
Yeah,
and
and you remembered all of their names as well.
Yeah, yeah, obviously, because as I said, I'm a big fan of Slenderman Shadow because you have your own personal touch to it because you make it, in my opinion, way more scary and way more harder and way more. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it, but there is
Yeah.
something, especially when you see flying Slendermans passing you through your
Oh yeah,
screen.
that famous bug.
Yeah, tell me about the bug about the flying Slenderman.
Um, well, I actually fixed it in later versions of Sanatorium, but in the original, I think in the second and third versions,
Yeah.
occasionally it was pretty rare, but sometimes you would see Slenderman fly across the screen, sprinting past.
And
Um,
really fast because
really
when
quick.
I played it, I didn't see it, but when I uploaded the video, my viewers actually saw it and
Yeah.
pointed it out for me. And when I froze the picture, I could see him running past me behind I think it was like a statue or a fountain
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
right, yeah.
And
I
I
think it
was
was
like,
the
"What
lion.
the fuck?" So yeah, well that freaked me out a bit. That freaked me out a hell lot.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if I should take it out because I think it surprised a lot of people because they weren't expecting to kind of see him moving, so to
No,
speak.
it was like, whoa, because all the Slendermans, you never see him move. It's like
Yeah,
you only see him move when the only time he
you know,
moves
yeah,
is when you don't see him.
exactly. Yeah,
You turn around and all of a sudden he's standing
he's
behind
in your
you.
face.
Yeah, yeah. Talking about the Slenderman himself, how how much did you know about Slenderman? The
The actual like the story behind
the
him.
story about Slenderman behind before you played the original game.
Well, before the original came out, I'd never even heard of Slenderman, or what it was. So,
Same here.
yeah, I mean, so like, obviously, when I played the game, I started researching about it.
The
Um,
Marble Hornets and
yeah,
so
Marble
forth.
Hornets, that
That
sort of stuff.
that's freaky, by the way.
It is, yeah. I recommend that to anyone who is interested in Slenderman to see the Marble Hornets videos.
Yeah, they are on
Um,
YouTube,
really well made.
but
But yeah,
fake.
I didn't know anything about it, and then I read up on it, and then suddenly, when after I knew like what Slenderman was about, and I played the game again, that's when it started to scare me more, knowing what he was and what he does.
Well, obviously you have a very very big upcoming release now
Yeah,
on Saturday. What time was it? On
11
Saturday,
p.m. GMT. So
11 GMT, 11 p.m. GMT,
yeah, that's
Friday
right.
the 11th. No, 12th. Saturday the
12th, yeah,
yeah
that's right.
Saturday the 12th. That's actually midnight in Sweden. That's just perfect timing. Talking. Oh, by the way, I don't know if people know about this, but maybe you could tell them where you're from.
Okay, I'll give a bit of history about me. But
Yeah,
I'm 18 and I'm originally from England, but I currently live in this place called Bahrain, which I don't think a lot of people have heard of. I don't think you had heard of it, that's for sure. Um, but it's in the Middle East. It's between Saudi Arabia, and I've got to say the weather's really nice. Uh, that's one good
no
thing.
snow, no rain.
No seasons. Um, but yeah, I'm 18. I'm currently on a gap year because I finished school a few months back, and I'm returning to England in a few months to go to university. So this is my project for the gap year.
Oh,
Make
awesome.
Yeah, make video games basically and make people scared.
But that's your. Have you made up your mind about what you want to do for the future? Video games? Is that it?
Uh, I'll be honest, because I've been working on this now for pretty much every day for 6 months. I think when this comes out, I'm going to take quite a long break
Yeah, I can
um,
imagine. I can imagine.
because it's really intense. Uh,
I can imagine.
yeah.
We talked about or I touched the subject about how many people do you have, and I was figuring out
Yeah.
maybe 6 to 10 people, but how many are you
Yeah.
guys?
Well, I would say that about 80% of the work is done by me,
That's
and
just insane.
Ray does he builds the maps themselves, but then
But
everything
you,
else like
the
you know
scripting.
the scripting, the 2D stuff, polishing off the levels, and then the sound design. I'm part of everything else, and even outside of the game, like the Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTube, the trailers, I've got to do all of that. I've got to manage the emails and stuff. So there isn't really a time where I'm not busy.
Ah, that's a full-time job right there.
Yeah, it is.
S-
It's really intense.
But before we go into this new, the new Slenderman Shadow, let's talk about a couple of the maps you've done in the past, or
Yeah.
you know, which one of the 7 maps are your favorite?
Um, I think it would probably be Mansion because it was a new thing for me, Slenderman work on different floors because before it was all single floor, you know.
Yeah, and
Um,
that map fucked me up so badly. I
yeah,
hate it after that. He actually
yeah,
I was standing on a bed, and he actually spawned on the bed behind me,
oh
so,
yeah.
so I had nowhere to go. But
Um,
yeah, so how did you manage to script him being on different levels? I did see him like
yeah,
midair sometimes,
yeah,
just
that does happen sometimes.
hovering, but
Uh,
but I played the early betas of that.
yeah, the concept of it, basically there's different like triggers, and when the player crosses a certain line to go up to the next room, it'll set a value in the game to so basically you can tell what floor they're on, whether they're in the basement, the middle floor, or the top floor. And then what Slenderman does is he reads the value, and depending on what that is, he'll move up or down, and that's pretty much it.
But talking about the scripting here, something that I've been really interested in is how what triggers Slenderman to keep popping up at certain locations. Is it all
Yeah.
random, or
Yeah, it's completely random. So every time you play, he'll be in a different position pretty much.
so there are
Uh,
no triggers at all?
no, his positions aren't scripted, so he won't, appear in the same place each time you play. He'll chase down the player, check if it's a good place to appear, like if to make sure that he isn't on the player's screen. And if that's okay, he'll appear there. And depending on where you go and where you look, that'll influence where he appears.
And
So
that has to be really hard to script, right?
yeah, it took about 2 or 3 days of intense programming. A lot of, you know, a lot of stress because in scripting, a lot of things tend to go wrong, and you can't often figure out why.
Not
But
that
when
I'm
I,
an expert, but
yeah,
this sounds so fucking complicated.
when you crack it, it's simple. And after that, I could use the same AI in Hospice and Elementary, but tweak it a bit to change the difficulty. But then obviously Mansion needed the extra parts added to it. And
So
then in prison, that's when the AI got upgraded again, which is why it's so difficult, as you
yeah,
probably
prison. Oh my
know.
god, don't go there. The prison. Oh my god, I got so fucking owned in
Yeah,
that. So tell me about, because basically map 1 to 6 was basically doable
yeah, they,
for every if every anyone basically, if they has tried it enough. But prison really, there's a lot of luck involved as well.
yeah, there is. Um, yeah, I definitely think I made that one a bit too hard.
No
Um,
shit, no
I,
shit.
I've seen, I think, 2 people complete it on YouTube, and I've seen one guy who tried it about 30 times, and he did like a montage, and each time he got caught on the seventh or eighth page.
Oh my god.
So
I guess he nerd raged quite a bit there.
yeah, he did. But you'll be glad to know that in the new version, all the difficulties have been reset to be doable, including prison.
Now, when we have been talking about your past, and well, before we go on even further here, um, I checked your Facebook page. You know, I've
Yeah,
checked your website. Obviously,
yeah,
it's slendermanshadow.com. I will
yeah.
post it in the link below, so you check the description. But what and where and how and when did you? Uh, when did you notice that your game started to get quite
Yeah.
a lot of attention? Was it the very first map or?
Um, so basically, what happened was we made the game, me and Ray together, and we set up a little website for it. We did it for free, of course. It was like a little subdomain, so we didn't pay for it. And we had a little view counter on the bottom. And I think it was the first day or two, it had about 300 hits. And then I think it was the third night that we had it up. Suddenly it went to 3,000, and me and Ray were like, what's going on? Our game's getting pretty popular.
Yeah,
And then we started seeing some videos pop up on YouTube. And I think the first kind of big guy to do a video of it was called the Rad Brad.
yeah,
And when we saw that, that's when we thought, okay, this could be something bigger. And then obviously guys like you picked it up and started playing it. And when I think the turning point when we kind of knew that it got really big was when PewDiePie played it,
yeah,
and then
definitely.
that's when we started working on the next maps because people were obviously enjoying it. And I think the website now has had something like 2.7 million hits,
Oh my god.
which and to think that like back in August, me and Ray were like celebrating about 3,000. It's incredible.
It's well, my hats off to you guys. My hats off. You know,
Yeah,
you made. I wouldn't say the impossible possible, but yeah, well, I will go there and say that because you guys really deserve the all the fucking hits you get because you guys
thanks.
put on you put in a lot of effort into this. But
Yeah,
I think actually it's time to go into what's coming
yeah,
because I think
the next
that's the
step.
most interesting thing for the people who are listening to
Yeah.
this interview.
Okay, what would you like to know about what's coming up?
Well, tell me about everything.
Okay,
I'm
so
dying to know. I know a little bit,
previously,
but yeah.
yeah, I have talked to you a bit, but basically, what we have coming out on Saturday is all of the previous maps plus two new maps, one of which is Carnival, which I know you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
And well, the second one isn't that applicable anymore because Christmas is gone, but because we got delayed slightly, but there'll be a
Yeah.
Christmas map in there as well, which is supposed to be like a bit of a laugh, not too serious or scary. But basically, what we've done is we've moved from one game engine to another, um, and we've moved to Unity, which is what the original Slender was based on.
Yeah. And
Which
it,
basically it means for people like the gamers like you that you'll be getting better graphics, better performance, better scripting, less bugs, this sort of stuff. Just a better package overall for the
so
game.
it will be just like everything we come to love, but even better.
Pretty
Are there are there going to be any huge makeovers of the old maps? Like, are you
yeah.
going to like for example, Slenderman? Is it going to act like he have done in the past, or
He's gonna act like he did in prison, but not as
oh
hard
what?
because the way that he moved is different in prison,
Mm.
and it's a lot scarier, I think.
Yeah, it is, but it's
Um,
also unbeatable.
I've made it easier, don't worry.
Thank you, thank
Um,
you.
yeah, so that's been extended to all of the maps. Things like page locations have been moved around a little bit to make them more balanced. So you don't find one page too quickly after the next one. And Sanatorium now has random page spawning, which it didn't have before.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because,
And yeah,
have you played it 3 times, basically where everything are, and you can
yeah,
basically just run
do a
and
route.
take them?
Yeah. So with the random spawning, it mixes things up a little bit and makes it a bit harder. And obviously, we're aiming to kind of keep the maps difficult but beatable, which is a hard balance to get.
So I know like something I really did appreciate for obvious reasons was that you
Is it
included
hospice? Yeah.
no, that you included like YouTube people in your maps.
Yeah. I
What's
wasn't yeah.
what's the story behind that?
Basically, we had just finished with Sanatorium and people were really liking it and we were really excited. And we wanted a way of saying thank you to the people that had got us that big. So we put in a few like little Easter eggs of those people. And you were one of them actually
Yeah, I
on
was so
a
fucking
certain
stoked when
one.
I saw it. I was like, "What?
Yeah,
That's me."
because I was always a fan of you before. So when I saw the videos of
Oh
Mike, I
god.
was like,
Shit.
I was excited.
I didn't know that. Well, now
Yeah,
I'm blushing.
I used to watch your amnesia videos.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a new one. But something that I really because it's very rare that you see game developers being so knowing about YouTubers, like,
Yeah,
well, what's going on, like, between YouTubers and so on. And
yeah,
I stumbled about this picture about uh, it was something about bonbons and bros make love not war,
yeah.
which I fucking loved. Because bonbons are my fans, bros are PewDiePie's fans, make love
Yeah.
not war, and I mean that's what I've been striving for forever. Because I don't know why. Okay, my bonbons are nice people, but
Yeah,
they tend to get into trouble sometimes in
yeah.
some comments. But that was really appreciated. I really appreciated you doing that because
Yeah.
but I couldn't understand how you saw that, and but
I
that
mean,
just proved to me that you guys really do watch
we do.
the
Yeah.
people and really are into it, and that's just a compliment to all the gamers who playing it.
I mean, I've always been a fan of you and PewDiePie, so I like both of you. I enjoy both of your videos. So when I see people in the comments saying stuff, like bad mouthing the other person,
Yeah,
yeah, you don't need to do that. You can, if you don't like them, don't watch the videos. As simple as that.
yeah. Well, for a record, have PewDiePie done this game?
Yeah, he's done Sanatorium, Hospice, and
Well,
Mansion.
no, done as in has he developed the game?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Okay, now you know. Now you know, guys. So everyone can play
Yeah,
this game.
yeah, he didn't develop the game.
So no hating, guys. No copying. But yeah, well, something I really also want to know is like the is there anything more to the scripting of the new maps before I go into the oh
Uh,
so
I,
wonderful
s-
carnival?
of course, yeah. Yeah, I suppose there are a few new things which you probably recognize in prison. You know when he's about to catch you and suddenly that static flashes up. It's like a little warning that you need
Yeah.
to get moving. That's now in all of the maps, so if you need to start running. And one other thing that I've done is a lot of people got annoyed with the running system because you could only run for a few seconds. So
But
what
it's
I've done,
realistic.
yeah, I mean, in Sanatorium, the first version, it was ridiculous. And when I play it now, I get really frustrated because I can't run properly.
Yeah.
So in the new versions, you've got a good amount of sprints.
Yeah, that's good. Because running and get out of shape after 5 seconds
Yeah,
is like, whoa, this guy must weigh 200 fucking kilos or
Yeah.
whatever. No, but I mean, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm so fucking stoked about what's going on. But
Yeah.
tell me about the new map that no one have seen so far.
Carnival.
Yeah,
Okay, so this one has a little backstory, and if you've seen the trailer, you'll probably know what that is.
yeah.
But basically, your daughter has been kidnapped. That's what you think. Um, but the real story is that she's been not abducted, but drawn away from him by the Slender Man, which is one of the things that he can do. He can do mind control and that sort of stuff. Um, and he can also influence other people. So what's happening to your character is he's heading out to this amusement park at night to look for his daughter, which, you think, well, that's stupid. Why would you do that? But he's actually under the influence of Slender Man himself. But you, as the player, wouldn't know that if you just started playing it. And basically, in the map, you have to collect bits of evidence of like where your daughter's been. So that'll be things like shoes, like a dress, um,
Oh,
little
that's a nice
drawings of Slender
touch.
Man. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a backstory into it, which is something that hasn't really been done before in our maps.
So you think that will be the the biggest, well, the most played map, or what do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon Carnival will be pretty popular because obviously it hasn't come out before, and it'll be a new map. I definitely think it looks the best out of all of them. We've got some really nice rain effects in there. We've got the outdoor environments. We've got grass. Ray's done a really good job of that map. He did a lot of custom stuff for it, like a roller coaster around the outside, which is really nice.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I definitely think Carnival will probably be the most played map.
But uh, I mean, the carnival. But I mean, the carnival. How big is the carnival compared
Yeah.
to the old maps, so to speak?
Well, we actually designed Carnival in the same game engine as the previous ones, but what we did was the same with the other maps. We ported it over.
Hmm.
So we still had the same kind of size limits, but before we didn't use the entire grid space, but for Carnival we have. So it's definitely the biggest map out of all of them, including claustrophobia.
Okay, so and also in carnival, are there going to be random random places where these evidence are located for each playthrough?
Yeah, it's all randomly generated. In fact,
Everything, all maps.
yeah, I think every map apart from Elementary, which is too small to do random
Yeah,
spawn,
yeah. Elementary is not
and
the biggest.
Mansion as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
mansion.
and Claustrophobia because that's so big that it doesn't really matter if you have it or not. But everything else will be randomly spawned.
But for people who are interested in picking this up on Saturday, how much will it all cost for all maps?
For all of the maps, which is all 9 of them,
Yeah,
remade is $6.99, which is
really cheap.
yeah. um, I was gonna release it for free, but to actually make the project, it cost a lot more than I thought it would. And
Dude,
I
dude. Don't try to like say, oh, well, sorry, I have to charge.
uh,
Obviously, you need to charge.
yeah,
You put a lot of time into this. This is a game after all, and people are going to
true.
love
Yeah.
it. And
I mean,
that
seven
price
yeah,
is like,
$7 is like that's a sandwich that you might miss out on one day.
yeah, exactly. You know, well, he's saving you calories here, so go buy the
Exactly.
game. No, but what I want to say is for that price, you get a lot of bang for your buck.
You do. I mean, you know, you obviously you play a map a few times. You don't just play it once. Because, especially if you want to beat it, you probably have to play it a good 4 or 5 times to really know it.
Yeah, and especially if you're a YouTuber, well, sometimes you just, even if you have beaten it, you go back and play it because of the reaction people love
Yeah,
to see. And I mean, that's just awesome. But also, talking about the big market of Slenderman games, are you
yeah.
afraid of the
I'm not.
competition?
And there's a pretty simple reason why. Um, there's a lot of games coming out now to do with Slenderman. You know, you've got Slender the Arrival, which looks incredible, um, and you've got ones based on it, like The Orphanage. You've got Slender Source, or is it called Faceless now, which is like the multiplayer mod.
Yeah,
They all
the
kind of have,
Source game, yeah.
yeah, they all kind of have their own little market. Like one's multiplayer, the Arrival's story based, and I think where my one fits in is that little game which you can play for 5 minutes in a coffee break, just to get a quick scare, and have a bit of fun. You know, you don't particularly need to invest any time into it. You just open it, play it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then
Exactly.
have some fun.
Exactly. And when with your package you get the proper Slenderman feeling, not only in one map, in different maps, and it's a different feeling in all of the maps. So
Yeah,
be prepared to wear diapers.
plenty.
Uh, Maybe two diapers if you're like me. Um, but yeah, Slenderman. It's
I've got to
a
say, these maps are much darker than they used to be. So it's things like Sanatorium, all the lights are off, apart from in the main rooms, but they're now so much darker, and I've got to say they're probably twice as scary as the old
how's the
versions.
flashlight now? Is it
Yeah,
battery charged? Do you have unlimited flashlight?
yeah, it's unlimited, but
Yeah,
I
they
forgot to
also
mention this actually.
attracting monsters, right?
Uh,
Or Slenderman?
nah, it doesn't do that. I did think about that, but I thought it'd be quite unfair. But there's a new mechanic in here which I haven't mentioned before.
Oh,
Um, it's like a little jump scare. Sometimes your flashlight will flicker slightly, and if you're
you bastard! I fucking hate
you haven't
jump
heard the worst bit
scares.
yet.
What?
Um,
No.
sometimes when it flickers, it'll completely turn off, and it'll be disabled for a certain amount of time, maybe
Oh.
5 or 10 seconds, so you won't be able to see a thing. You've obviously got a little night light which helps you see in the dark, but apart from that, it's really difficult to navigate.
Oh, you're
But
shitting me.
it does turn on again pretty quickly, so it won't. It will just give you a small scare because you don't know what's going on. And if it happens at a bad time, like if Slenderman's in front of you, then you're gonna have a hard time getting away.
Oh my god, I can't figure out when you picked up all the clues or all the papers
8 pages, yeah.
and the.
Flashlight goes out.
Oh my god. Shit. I would piss
But
my pants.
again, it's completely random, so you never know when it's gonna happen. It could happen at 4 pages, it could happen at 7 pages, or it might not even happen at all.
Well, so there is a bit of a luck in there.
Definitely, yeah.
But how much do you like the new engine you guys are using, by the way?
Oh, yeah, it's so much nicer and easier to use than the one that we used to use. It's just game design was really difficult in the last engine because there are a lot of limitations. Like
Yeah.
if you wanted to test the game, you would have to click a build button, and it would take a good 2 or 3 minutes to build. So if you had made one tiny little change, you would have to wait that certain amount of time to actually try it out. But with Unity, you just click a play button and you're dropped in there, and it plays straight away. So in that respect, it saved a lot of development time. And obviously, things like graphics are better. We've got Mac support, Linux support,
That's good. Mac support,
yeah,
Linux support. Guys, hear
which we didn't
that?
have before. So yeah, we've got a new audience there as well.
When can people start buying this?
Um, okay, everything will go live at Saturday at 11 p.m. GMT, and that's when things like the purchase links will be up. So I'll probably be up all night giving out serial codes and stuff.
So what's
Um,
your preparation for it so it doesn't the site doesn't get overloaded or
yeah, what I have is I have a big list of licenses which I can just distribute as people purchase.
Hmm?
Um, and I've got I think about 1,000, so I don't think it'll go over that anytime soon.
a
But when
thousand?
yeah, and if it does go over 1,000, I can always make some.
Well, I can assure you that the 1,000 will be gone very quickly.
I hope so,
Nah, it
because I need to
will.
go to university next year.
Well, it will be. It will be. Trust me. I'm going to make sure that Game Station and LA Maker Studio retweet this interview for you.
Thank
But I mean, it's so amazing you have done this all by yourself, and it's you know, you and me obviously have talked a lot, and
Yeah,
also we have Johnny Boy who's doing your
yeah, Johnny boy.
yeah, Johnny Boy on my team. People who have seen people, my fans know him. Johnny Boy on Facebook. Johnny Boy who does the thumbnails for me and intros and so on. He's just
Yeah,
a fucking.
he's amazing.
He's amazing. No doubt about it. He's just amazing. So I'm glad he could help you out in such good ways with trailers and so on, and with your
Yeah,
forums and so on. Is there anything
he's been great.
is there anything you like to tell the audience about, you know, something we missed maybe?
Okay, so for those of you who can't actually purchase it for whatever reason, maybe you don't have PayPal or credit card, or maybe you're too young and your parents won't buy it for you. The Sanatorium remade version will actually be for free, so you'll still be able to download it and play it and try it out, see if you like the new version. And even if you can buy it, you might want to try it out just to see what it's like and see how it's improved since the previous versions, and it is a massive improvement, I can tell you.
Yeah, and a little bird told me that I will get a copy a bit earlier than the
Yeah.
rest of them. So you might check out my channel, and you will see how the game is. And I'm going
Morfar
to
will be
try.
first.
I'm going to try to convince Mark to give me a couple of keys to hand out. Is that possible, by the
Yeah,
way?
that's definitely possible. Yeah.
So we might have a little competition in this interview. What kind of competition do you reckon we can have in this interview for people who want the
Um,
key?
Maybe who can beat Sanatorium the fastest, perhaps?
Yeah,
The new
the
version.
old the new version of Sanatorium.
Do like a speed run of it and see if you can see who gets the fastest time.
The fastest time on Sanatorium. Can you guys do that? I think you
The
can.
top 5 times.
Yeah. Okay, there you go, guys. There you go. Now you have something to look forward to. But I mean, I don't know. I'm lost of words here because I'm looking forward to this. As you know, we have been talking a lot about this. So after this is updated or uploaded and all that, you'll take a break.
Definitely.
But future plans?
I think game design is something that I'll always be interested in. So this isn't going to be the end for me. I will keep developing, but I'm going to take probably a few months break after this because it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of late nights.
This is why I say that why do you people think that they can get the game free when it's just $6.99? So people don't. I mean, $6.99 for a guy like this who's been working non-stop and all by himself, scripting and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable, and he actually was in my book a pioneer on the Slenderman and horror games. I mean,
That means a lot. Thanks.
you know how much Amnesia I have played, and nothing beats Slenderman. Nothing beats Slenderman. That's the scariest fucking. Even if it's a simple concept, it is perfect concept.
It's very
Everything
effective.
from music, the everything, the ambient, and to just the perfect. The perfect execution of Slenderman himself. Oh, something I need to ask you, Slenderman.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
is he updated graphical?
Oh yeah, he's had a complete makeover.
Yay!
He's got a new look, he's got new textures, new models, and he's even animated now. So
Oh
he does
shit!
move.
Is it animated?
Yeah, so when he's standing there staring at you, you can see him lightly curling his fingers and breathing in and out, and it looks really creepy.
Oh my god, guys, this is what you're going to look forward to on Saturday, 11 p.m. GMT. That's midnight Central European time, Swedish time, and I guess that's 6 p.m. EST.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
Sounds about right.
That's a good time for pretty much your main audience.
It's when we released all the previous maps, so I guess it's kind of just sticking to a tradition now.
And it's a fucking awesome release time.
Yeah, just
So
in time for bed.
yeah, well, I don't think I have any more question here, except thanks for doing this interview and thanks
Thank
for
you for having me, Morfar.
well, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure because you know it's always good to have an interview and see what's behind a mind like yours and
Yeah.
freaky mind, I might add, like a horror mind.
I've got amnesia to blame for that.
Ah, really?
That game gave me nightmares for weeks,
Okay, well, yeah.
especially the water bit.
Oh God, dude, don't mention water to me. Don't ever include water stuff in fucking Slenderman, please. Never.
Imagine that, like you go into a pool of water and suddenly a water monster starts coming at you.
A small Slenderman baby running against you.
Oh, that'd be funny.
The bug, yeah, the bug. Anyways, it was really nice to talk to you, Mark. And I'm a big fan, and you have done amazing work, not just for me, not just
Thank you.
for the YouTube community, but for all horror freaks and horror fans out there in the fucking internet. And without you, I don't think we would have gone this far with Slenderman. So. I'm just looking forward to what you're going to do in the future. Hopefully, you will stick with horror games,
I
and,
probably will.
and maybe you're on the developer team for Amnesia Free. Who knows?
That would be pretty awesome, actually.
I'll call my man at the Frictional Game and give him the heads up for you.
Aren't they a Swedish company?
Sorry, yeah, it's a Swedish company, and
Yeah,
I actually
thought
do
so.
have contacts there. So
Really?
yeah, I put
That's
in
awesome.
I put in a nice word for you. But this
Thank
interview
you.
was I think it was one of my more entertaining and my more passionate interviews I've done in the past, because this is
Yeah.
really what I'm my big interest, horror games and
Yeah.
getting the adrenaline of being scared. And to me, you're a fucking genius, and keep doing what you're doing, even if you're taking a break. Never
Yeah.
never stop doing what you're doing, because so many people love this. And
Yeah.
for all of you who are listening, go buy the game. I will have all the links in the description. Mark deserves this, and you will not be disappointed. Trust me. Mark?
I've got to say, the most rewarding part of making games isn't the actual making it, it's seeing people play it and seeing people like you crap themselves. That's the highlight. That's when all the work pays off.
Yeah, I think it was 2 maps. I actually had to go and change my pants afterwards. So
Probably hospice.
yeah, hospice was one of them. Yes. Oh my god. Maybe I'll do one of those. I'll fuck with Slenderman in one of the
Yeah,
new,
those are
newer
always funny.
Yeah.
Different
Well,
take on things.
even though I get a what the fuck pound on them. But Mark, any last words before we end this little interview of ours?
I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
Awesome. So guys, now you know what to look forward to this weekend. Be prepared to have a mass invasion of new Slenderman videos on YouTube. Trust
I
me
can't
on
wait
this
for it.
one. One of those people will be me, obviously, and yeah. That's it. This is me, Morfar. Just did an interview with Marc, the creator or the man behind Slenderman Shadow. Go check out the description for links. And also, the competition was who can beat Sanatorium the fastest. Go, go. don't miss out. And make sure to post me a message about that. Link me your video to Morfar at djmorfar.com. That's Morfar at djmorfar.com. And we will crown a winner for that prize. So, Marc, have a very nice day, and thank you so much again.
No problem. It's been a pleasure being here.
Dude, it's all my pressure. Pressure? Yeah, it's a bit pressure, but it was my pleasure.
Same here. And thanks everyone for listening.
It was awesome. Bye, guys.
See ya.
If you enjoyed DJ Morfar's video game hijinks or want to hear first impressions on the newest, hottest games being released, follow Morfar on Twitter at DJ Morfar or on Facebook.com/DJ Morfar. Or don't, and Morfar can drown in his own tears, which will make us all pretty happy.